The disastrous Biden administration instead allowed illegal Chinese vape products to control more than half the market. This is one of such products. This is Lost Mary, flavor is ginger beer. Mr. Bentley, does the American consumer know what the contents of this Chinese vape are?
Those American companies have been denied authorization for their products, and instead, illicit companies who often change their registration, can change their name, change the ingredients, are unaccountable to the FDA, have managed to fill the void. So now 18 million adult vapors, exactly as you point out, do not know what they're getting, and the FDA has lost control of the market, completely unnecessarily.
Does the FDA even have a multi-agency task force to combat the sale of illicit vapes?
The FDA last year did, in collaboration with DOJ and CBP and other agencies, set up a multi-agency task force.
Welcome back to Right View Nation, the home for truth, freedom, and unapologetic patriotism. If you're sick and tired of watching the left sell out this great nation, you're in the right place. Smash that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into today's absolute disgrace: the Biden administration allowing illegal Chinese vapes to flood our markets.
Recognizes Byron Donalds from Florida.
Thank you, Chairman. In 2019, President Trump warned of the horrible consequences of the Chinese Communist Party filling the void if Americans could not find federally approved tobacco products. To date, the Food and Drug Administration has only approved 34 vapor products, despite millions of applications submitted to the Center for Tobacco Products. The disastrous Biden administration instead allowed illegal Chinese vape products to control more than half the market. This is one of such products. This is Lost Mary, flavor is ginger beer. Mr. Bentley, does the American consumer know what the contents of this Chinese vape are?
Congressman, thank you for the question. Obviously, for that particular vape, I can't speak to its ingredients, but typically most vape products do have to register their ingredients if they are going to submit a pre-market tobacco application form in order to get FDA authorization. But you highlight the important point, which is that millions of these products from American companies who manufacture, for instance, the e-liquids that smokers looking to switch away from deadly cigarettes want to use, those American companies have been denied authorization for their products, and instead, illicit companies who often change their registration, can change their name, change the ingredients, are unaccountable to the FDA, have managed to fill the void. So now 18 million adult vapors, exactly as you point out, do not know what they're getting, and the FDA has lost control of the market, completely unnecessarily.
Does the FDA even have a multi-agency task force to combat the sale of illicit vapes?
The FDA last year did, in collaboration with DOJ and CBP and other agencies, set up a multi-agency task force to try and get a grip on the illicit market. But unfortunately, that's FDA passing the buck to other agencies already overstretched, like DOJ and CBP, when the solution for them, which wouldn't need any more staff, wouldn't require any more funding, is to change how they evaluate how to authorize these products in the first place. They can do it quicker and better, as other countries such as the United Kingdom, Canada, New Zealand, Germany, France, all of these countries have tens of thousands of authorized e-cigarette products with no problem with mass levels of, for instance, youth vaping that we all want to reduce. So it is possible for FDA to change its practices and get the products that will save millions of Americans from smoking by switching to a safer alternative.
Let me ask you a follow-up question to that. Was the Biden administration aware of the numerous instances of illicit products that were showcased in the presence of FDA personnel at trade shows around the country?
I cannot speak to what the Biden administration may or may not have been aware of, but it was widely known that this was a developing problem. Indeed, it was predictable and predicted that the minute you take off millions of products from the market for which there is high demand and that we must remember are dramatically safer than combustible cigarettes, then somebody is going to supply those 18 million adult consumers with those products.
Well, listen, to be clear, I'm not against Americans who want to use vaping products or tobacco products. I think it is important for the American people to understand that the previous administration did not do the job of making sure that there were products on the shelf where they could clearly understand what they were consuming or ingesting. And then you have products like this that have hit the shelves in the United States primarily because the previous administration was derelict in their duty and making sure that they were approving applications of companies in America who could supply the demand from the American consumer. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Folks, today we're reacting to a must-see clip from Forbes Breaking News. Congressman Byron Donalds, a true warrior for the people, just laid out how Biden's FDA has completely failed at protecting American consumers from dangerous, illegal Chinese vape products. Look at this. Products like this with mystery ingredients are everywhere now. And you know why? Because instead of doing their job, the Biden administration sat on their hands while China filled the void left by American companies. In 2019, President Trump warned us this would happen. He said if we don't have American, federally approved products, China and the Communist Party would jump in. And now, under Joe Biden, it's worse than we ever imagined. The FDA, under Biden's watch, has only approved 34 vape products. 34 out of millions of applications from American companies who wanted to do it the right way, companies who wanted to make safer alternatives for American adults. And what happened when the FDA dragged its feet? China stepped in. They flooded our shelves with illegal vapes like Lost Mary. And guess what, folks? The American consumer has no idea what's inside these things. American adults, 18 million of them, many trying to quit smoking, now have to risk buying unregulated, potentially dangerous communist garbage. So the FDA, instead of fixing the problem, sets up some multi-agency task force with the DOJ and CBP. Translation? They're passing the buck. They're making it someone else's problem. Meanwhile, the American people are the ones paying the price, with their health, with their freedom, and with their trust in the system. Now here's the part that really burns me up. Other countries, the UK, Canada, New Zealand, Germany, France, they have managed to approve tens of thousands of vape products. Without massive youth vaping problems, without chaos, without letting China run wild. If they can do it, why can't the United States of America? Because under Biden, competence is dead. Because under Biden, protecting Americans is not the priority. Appeasing radicals and crushing industries is. And don't think for a second they didn't know this was happening. There were reports, plain as day, of illegal Chinese vapes being showcased at trade shows right under the noses of FDA personnel. But the Biden administration turned a blind eye, just like they do at the border, just like they do with China buying up our farmland, just like they do every time it benefits their globalist friends. Congressman Donalds nailed it. This was predictable. You create a high demand for safe vaping products. You pull American products off the shelves. You refuse to approve safer alternatives. And then you act shocked when China steps in to fill the gap. This is incompetence at best. It's betrayal at worst. Now let's be honest, Patriots. Congressman Donalds is right when he says the Trump administration could have moved faster too. They made mistakes, no doubt about it. But here's the difference. Trump warned us. Trump fought China. Trump wanted American companies to thrive. Biden, he's been a China apologist since day one. He's weak. He's compromised. He is selling out our sovereignty one piece at a time. It's time to wake up and demand better. We need to bring manufacturing home. We need to approve American-made, safer products faster. We need to stop China from poisoning our shelves. And we need to elect leaders who will put America first. If you're tired of being lied to, if you're tired of watching our government serve globalists instead of Americans, if you're ready to fight for the future of this country, then join us. Smash that like button, share this video, and drop a comment below. Should American-made vapes be fast-tracked to protect consumers and kick China out of the market? I want to hear from you. Stay strong, stay free, and stay proud. This is Right View Nation. Truth, patriotism, freedom.